Beloved, quiet your heart and let these words settle deep within you, for nothing is accidental about your listening right now. You are seen. The longing you feel for reassurance, the ache for more than just survival, is not wasted breath. I am speaking to you in this very moment with an intent that cannot be shaken. I want you to know, I have chosen to bless you, not because of your perfection or relentless striving, but because you are mine. All that you have quietly brought to me, your whispered prayers in the early light, your silent tears when no one saw, the questions that haunt your waking hours, I have heard everyone. This is not a message for some distant tomorrow. My nearness is for today. As you pause, breathe deeply and feel the gentle warmth of my presence filling the room. Imagine my hand resting on your shoulder, steady, strong, assuring. I have already begun a new story within you, setting your heart free from the patterns of discouragement, making space for true hope to ignite. Even those who have known you longest will marvel at what unfolds. Sometimes, you wonder if real change is possible, if I truly see your struggles, your fears. You think, what if my faith falters? What if I'm not strong enough? Let these doubts fall away. I respond not to flawless faith, but to a sincere heart. My reply to your cries is more certain than anything in this shifting world. You may be surprised by where my help arrives from, often through those you'd least expect, yet gratitude will protect and open doors for you in ways that ambition never could. It is true, your life will not remain the same. The transforming work I am doing goes beyond what can be seen. I am softening what once felt hardened within you, giving you a new heart from which love, courage, and wisdom will freely flow. Allow yourself to be astonished by my goodness, for I delight in bringing about more than you dare to hope. Return often to this place of honest conversation with me. Praying is not a puzzle you must solve. Trust flows best when with simple words you turn towards me, even if all you manage is, Lord, I need you. Know that my spirit is right beside you, steadying you with each step, whispering peace in the background noise of your day. My presence, unseen yet unending, will not desert you, not now, not ever. Receive this reality. I do not turn away from those who approach with humility, and I do not discard those who stumble. My grace is not to be mocked or wasted. But when your heart is sincere, when you treasure what I've placed in your hands and return to me in gratitude, I make your faith strong. Your attitude draws my pleasure. I remain by your side because you look to me, even when your path is muddied by confusion or exhaustion. The world around you is full of voices, promising clarity but delivering only chaos. Do not surrender your soul to shallow philosophies or let bitterness take root, no matter how justified it feels. When words of accusation or gossip reach your ears, refuse to accept them blindly. Guard your heart. Let no false judgment take up space within your spirit. I call you into a different way, one of mercy, integrity, and loyalty. Stay alert to the subtle traps that would pull you from my peace. Recognize when fear or cynicism try to shape your outlook. Instead, be a seeker of truth, not quick to judge but eager to understand. My eyes scan the earth for the loyal, those who love me and honor the weight of my ways, not just out of duty, but because they trust how deeply I care. Blessing follows not just belief, but also a readiness to walk out my wisdom, even when it challenges the shape of your habits. You are rising. I am empowering you to build up those around you, encouraging your family, strengthening friends, sharing these words of hope rather than feeding conflict or engaging in empty debates. Do not allow yourself to echo the brokenness of others. Instead, stand as a wellspring of encouragement, letting my truth guide the conversations you host and the choices you make. As you lift others, you'll become more aware of just how tenderly I am lifting you. If distraction and anxiety make my words hard to grasp, take time to return and listen again. Soak your heart in reassurance, not out of fear of missing out, but because my desire is that you truly understand what I am imparting. Listen to the gentle call that asks you to slow down, hush the inner clamor, and let clarity return. You yearn for peace and stillness, and it is my joy to grant it. Yet true tranquility is sustained when you keep my words alive inside your heart, when you remember the promises I have spoken, even as trouble prowls like a threatened lion outside your door. The enemy tests, but my voice is always greater. When my word illuminates your path, when it becomes more treasured than sweetness itself, it brings the strength and courage needed to rise from every disappointment or challenge. No enemy that prowls or schemes can undo you, as long as you are watchful and grounded in what I have spoken. Let my promises be the song that lingers on your lips and the meditation that steadies you morning and night. When adversity comes near, do not panic. Instead, trust that I alert you to every danger, strengthening you to stand your ground and creating space for you to speak life with conviction. Troubles may crowd in, but as you declare my truth and faith, every shadow flees. In your house, let my assurance fill every room. No famine, no sickness, no lack shall define your days. My word is planted in your very dwelling. It is a shield for those you love. I want to see your spirit ignited, your vision clear, your mind awake to hope. Prepare yourself to embrace the abundance I have destined for you. You are entering a season of possessing what has long been promised to those who endure and trust. Your sacrifices will not be wasted. Every hardship, every lonely night, every step taken in faith, they are working together for a beauty you cannot foresee. Miracles are not distant. I will reveal my purpose to you and your household. Where others may see only ordinary, my design for your life shines through. Open your arms in respect and kindness to every soul, whether young or old. Reject condemnation, for what I have cleansed stands free. Never remind another of their wounds or former failures. My forgiveness has already covered the past. Support your loved ones. Cheer them on as they grow, for in blessing others you make space for even greater blessing to surround you. From the depths of your spirit, living water bursts forth, touching not just your inner world but all who cross your path. Those aching for healing, hope, and a reason to trust again. Even strangers will notice new light in your smile. Through you, some will see that my reality is not just a story but a present truth. And just as I have poured compassion over your brokenness, I continue to do so for anyone willing to leave behind their burdens and surrender their hearts in honesty. For you, right now, I am releasing waves of my love, lifting away despair, cloaking you in the shadow of my enduring kindness. Even when the sky has felt dark and the weight enormous, feel my renewing presence settle around you now. Let me refresh your soul. Step outside, if only in your spirit, look up and remember the one who sustains you. Dare to lift your arms, to speak aloud that you will trust me, your shepherd and provider. Make this vow with gentle confidence. You will hold fast to these words, letting them shape your days until every shadow gives way to light. Surrender to this gentle calling, sense my healing flow begin. Do not lose heart. Do not be anxious about what tomorrow brings. Continue walking forward, sharing the hope I entrust to you. Meet each day with thanksgiving, humble and sincere, knowing that every good gift you now hold is a testament to my devotion. Receive them, not with suspicion, but with a glad and open heart. Your season of victory draws closer still. Breathe in the calm of this moment. Let your shoulders lower and your busy mind settle. Feel how I am nearer than your own breath, holding you in a love that will not leave. The world around you may swirl with noise and urgent demands, but I invite you into my quiet, where worry dissolves and your restless searching finds rest in me. Even now, as you listen, I see every hope you dare not voice, every fear that tries to linger at the edge of your peace. I come not to scold your doubts away, but to draw you with gentle understanding closer to the truth. You are known entirely, and nothing you face surprises me. Your deepest longing for stability and reassurance is fulfilled in my presence, not just in distant tomorrows, but in this very hour. You look at the day ahead and wonder if you will have the strength to carry its weight. You fear you won't measure up to expectations, to the needs of those you love, even to your own ideals. I tell you, beloved, your value is not found in flawless performance or constant giving. Your worth began with my choice to form you and call you my own. Nothing you lack today dims my delight in you. Feel my hand steadying yours. The pressure that tells you to fix everything, to meet every standard, is not my voice. I am not the voice of relentless striving, but the gentle assurance that you are safe and precious in me, right now, no matter what the day brings. There are worries that keep circling. What if things never change? What if that one door remains closed? What if you have misunderstood your path? I see the way uncertainty weighs on your heart and how tempting it is to shrink back from hope. But listen, my plans for you are not derailed by delay or denial. My guidance is not held hostage to the pace of others or the approval of the world. I have placed a distinct calling within you, a seed of purpose perfectly matched to who you are. You have not missed your moment. Trust that my timing is immaculate even when your eyes see only silence. Each stretch of waiting trains your heart in deeper dependence on me, not because I am withholding, but because I am preparing you for a goodness wider than you have imagined. When anxiety pricks at your peace, let your first act be simple gratitude. Notice how light creeps into the morning, how your lungs fill with air and your heart continues its quiet rhythm. Whisper thanks for this breath, for the gift of a new beginning, for the strength already given before you ask. Gratitude is not dismissal of what hurts, but an opening of your hands to all I will provide. Let it draw your focus from what you lack to all the ways my care daily surrounds you. With each breath of thanks, the grip of anxiety loosens and you make space for hope to return. There will be pressures to solve, to intervene, to stretch yourself thin in order to hold everything together for those you love. I see your dedication, the fierce affection that drives you, the desire to shield your family and friends from harm. Let me remind you, you are not meant to carry burdens alone. Surrender is not defeat, but trust, placing into my hands all that you love, releasing the illusion of control so my wisdom and power can do what yours cannot. As you let go, picture my arms around your family, my light going before your loved ones, my peace settling over your home. I will not abandon those you care for. My watchfulness is unbroken even while you rest. Sometimes, my child, you wrestle with your sense of significance. You wonder if your choices matter, whether your voice is truly heard amidst so much noise. Every word you speak in kindness, every humble act of service, every quiet choice for integrity. I see it all. Nothing done in love or faithfulness goes unseen by me. My pleasure does not hinge on grand accomplishments, but on the honest yielding of your heart. No moment is too small for me to fill with meaning. Trust that your life, lived surrendered and attentive to my presence, echoes further than you know. Do not fear when progress stalls or when others misunderstand your motives. You are not defined by public approval or swift outcomes. My affirmation is spoken over you not as a reward for perfection, but as the steady foundation beneath your every step. Even setbacks are not wasted. I turn missteps and dead ends into places of learning and unexpected blessing. Gently, I stretch your capacity for hope, broaden your vision, and grow your roots deep in trust. If you'll let me, I will transform your frustration into strength, your hesitation into boldness grounded in me. There will be moments throughout your day when heaviness tries to creep back in. When that happens, pause. Feel the surface beneath you, the steadiness of your body, the quiet around you. Let yourself remember that you do not walk alone. I am for you and with you, my promise unwavering. The path before you is not as uncertain as it seems. I illuminate each next step just when you need it. Trust does not mean walking forward without questions, but stepping forward, knowing I will catch and guide you, always. As daylight grows and responsibilities call, continue to check in with my presence. Slip your hand over your heart, breathe out what burdens you, and let my peace find you again. Today, I have not called you to exhaustion, but to a steady companionship, where you can draw upon my strength whenever you grow weary. The world asks you to be everything to everyone, but I ask only that you remain with me, receiving what you need as each moment comes. In this way, you are never alone, and never expected to manufacture your own worth. Let these truths settle in your spirit even as you rise to meet what comes. My faithfulness does not falter in the face of difficulty. My delight in you is not fragile. Let that assurance free you from grasping for certainty where I offer relationship. You need not have every answer or map the entire future to be secure in my care. Stay present, child. Let each moment be enough, knowing that I hold what's next, and my love never runs out. Rest now in the calm I am gently spreading before you, for I see all the heavy questions lingering in your mind this morning. Even as you rise and notice silence around you, know that I am already at work within the places you cannot see. I know how the worries gather, like clouds before dawn, whispering doubts about your future, your family, or the outcome of choices you must soon make. Let me steady your heart with the assurance that you are not walking this path alone. With every step, my presence surrounds you, and my hand shields you from burdens too great for your shoulders. Let yourself draw breath and release those anxieties with a quiet prayer. I am right here in the hush, speaking peace where confusion tries to root itself. Maybe you have wondered why relief doesn't come instantly. or why certain doors seem so stubbornly closed. I ask you, dear one, to trust my timing over your fears. Imagine the quiet wisdom of seeds hidden beneath the earth. They rest unseen, yet a miracle is stirring underground. Your season of waiting is never wasted. In these hidden hours, I am shaping answers far beyond your imagination. Breathe in the gentle certainty that every detail of your waiting is accounted for. Set aside the hurried questions. Feel the comfort of my presence as sunlight slipping through blinds, brushing warmth across your skin. Let me guide your heart into patience that feels like hope instead of delay. Pause now with me for a moment. Bring to mind the faces of those you love, your family, friends, or those you fret over in secret. Rest your hand over your chest and feel your heartbeat, a living reminder of my commitment to you. I know you're longing for harmony and the ache that wells up when tension lingers. As you surrender their names in stillness, I am already drawing them beneath the shelter of my care. I see every hurt, each longing for reconciliation. Release your urge to control outcomes or craft perfect words. Instead, trust my loving hands to do what you cannot. My love for your family is even greater than your fiercest prayers could express. Watch for new courage to rise like morning light, soft, certain, and full of promise. Sometimes a single moment of gratitude will shift the entire course of your day. Try it now. Notice the breath filling your lungs, the small details you usually pass by, the warmth in your coffee mug, the comfort of a quiet room, the gentle glow of morning. As you lift simple thanks, you open hidden doors in your spirit, allowing me to pour favor and renewal into ordinary hours. Even when stresses tighten around you, gratitude thaws what worry freezes. Little by little, joy grows root when you choose to see my gifts waiting in plain sight. Open your eyes anew, for wonder is always nearer than your anxieties. I know you carry the question, will I have what it takes for what is ahead? Hear me clearly, beloved. You are not unprepared. My strength is not an idea, but a living force woven into your being. Where your resolve runs thin, I impart fresh courage. Though the steps before you may appear steep or unpredictable, I have already measured the ground and fortified you for the climb. You do not stand alone in your efforts. My spirit is like a steady current beneath your steps, lifting you again each time you hesitate or stumble. Trust my ability to equip you more than your fear of falling short. As you stretch beyond comfort, I am steadying you with invisible arms. There will be quieter invitations today, in the pause between tasks or the hush behind chaotic thoughts, where I prompt you gently. Come, rest with me. Let the striving cease, if only for a breath. In these moments, notice how burdens lighten when released into my keeping. Even your smallest surrender, an honest doubt or a single tear, matters deeply to me. I count them with tenderness and respond not in judgment but deep compassion. Let your defenses soften now. My nearness is your shelter, not your condemnation. You are safe to bring your whole self, untidy hopes, dashed plans, whispered regrets into my light. In the everyday routines that stretch before you, keep watch for my voice, subtle but persistent, guiding your steps. Whether through a smile from a stranger, a moment of unexpected laughter, or a gentle conviction in your heart, I am faithfully directing your path. No detail escapes my attentive care. Sometimes the way forward will seem unclear, but each moment surrendered to me plants the seeds of clarity. Whenever confusion presses in, anchor yourself in the knowledge that nothing can separate you from my guidance. I delight to lead you, not out of duty, but because you are precious to me. Walk forward knowing my wisdom is closer than your next breath. If doubts persist about your worthiness or your ability to respond to my calling, rest in the truth. Your value comes from my love, not your performance. Identity is not found in comparison, achievement, or fleeting emotions, but in the steadfast reality that you are mine. I delight in seeing you become who you truly are. Every day I am restoring the image of hope and resilience within you. Even struggles, those places where you feel weakest, can become grounds for new growth because I am at work in the soil of your heart. Hear me, your story does not end in defeat. Await the steady unfolding of my goodness. Even now, seeds of destiny are sprouting beneath what feels barren. Pause with me in this gentle space. Let stillness fill you like a quiet river after a storm. Give yourself permission to linger in my care, even as demands pull at your attention. You will find that strength grows quietly here, like morning light slowly filling a room. As you go, carry this assurance deep within. No burden will overtake you, and no shadow can eclipse the light I have placed inside you. Wherever you are headed, I am walking beside you, ever steady, endlessly patient, profoundly invested in every moment of your journey. Do you feel it, beloved? That gentle urge drawing your thoughts inward, the way your own breath slows as if something holy is near. I am closer than your next heartbeat, working within the quiet spaces that even you have not dared to visit lately. You have wrestled with shadows and silent worries, and I have witnessed each silent plea and every question rising in your mind when night falls. I do not turn from these struggles or shrink from your heaviness. Instead, I lean in. I am the God who moves toward pain, who presses in where others would withdraw. You do not have to hide anything from me. The corners of your heart where old disappointments gathered dust, I am lighting them up now. Let yourself notice the warmth building just beneath your ribs. That is my presence, comforting, steady, unyielding in love. You wonder how much longer you must wait for your circumstances to break open. You ask how much more you must endure before joy returns in fullness. Hear me. Endurance is not your enemy. I am not punishing you with delays or testing you out of cruelty. Each moment of waiting has become a vessel for greater trust. I am forming strength within you that can only be discovered through persistence. You treasure quick answers, but I desire for you to possess unshakable confidence in who I am, not merely what I give. Watch as the longing in you transforms from restless grasping to holy expectation. Before the breakthrough appears outside, it must first blossom within your spirit, like a dawn rising before the night has finished. Sometimes, the very ache you try to avoid is the seedbed for your coming awakening. There is something I wish you to see in this waiting, a purpose even in the pauses between miracles. Place your hand over your heart if the ache feels sharp right now. Breathe in slowly and sense my nearness. Do you notice the comfort that arrives quietly, unannounced yet unmistakable? Speak aloud that you are not alone, for in this sacred act you anchor my truth deeper in your soul. I have watched generations stand at the edge of promise feeling unworthy or unseen. You are not the exception to my faithfulness, you are evidence that my mercy covers every story, even yours. Every tear you thought was wasted becomes living water nourishing your roots. I turn even silent sighs into songs of deliverance. Say it again. I am not abandoned. I am held. You will find in time that these words are not wishful thinking. They are the most real thing about you. There is a war inside you between self-doubt and the memory of my voice. Every time you hesitate to believe that things can change, recall this. The enemy is terrified of who you become when you know you are loved without condition. Lies feed on isolation, but truth flourishes in my presence. Whenever discouragement whispers that you are forgotten, answer it by inviting me into the moment. My child, the more you practice turning to me in fragility, the more potent my strength becomes in your weakness. Do not let regret anchor you to the past or anxiety fasten your heart to hushed fears about tomorrow. Here in this now, I am working. You may not see the roots growing beneath the surface, but soon you will taste the fruit of this surrender. Stop for a brief moment. Dare yourself to breathe with awareness, to let your shoulders fall as you realize you are not alone in this room, car, or kitchen where you listen. My spirit is not confined by space or circumstance. The storm raging out there cannot drown out my whisper inside. Every brave choice you've made to trust me, even for 5 minutes, is noticed. That trembling faith moves mountains you can't yet see. Thousands before you have doubted, but pressed on. I honored every faltering step. You are now part of this movement, a gathering of the awakened, marking a shift that will be spoken of in generations yet to come. Do you feel resistance pushing back? That fear is real. I am not ignoring it. I see exactly where old patterns tighten around you, insisting that nothing ever changes. But you are not your generational wounds or family stories. My power breaks cycles. My love rewrites your lineage. The hardest ground in your life is often the place of your greatest future harvest. You are not condemned to repeat what hurt you. With my hand guiding, you are creating a new way, one marked not by shame but by freedom. Listen, little one. Just because pain lasted years does not mean it will always define you. Change can begin in a single moment of surrender, and this is that moment if you will trust me. If your heart pounds or your mind resists these words, I understand. Part of you believes this is too good, that maybe I will withdraw if you fail again. But I tell you, my commitment to you is sealed by a love unmoved by your worst days. I do not flinch in the face of your failure. I embrace you all the more tightly. Yes, you have heard this before, but hear it as if for the first time. You are not disqualified by your doubts or mistakes. My arms remain open, and I am inviting you back into joy. Do not waste energy earning what I freely give. Instead, dare to rejoice in your belonging. You are chosen, even now. Pause. Feel the truth of these words settle in your bones. Notice how your breathing softens and your chest feels just a little lighter when you let go of what you cannot control. Every place in you that aches to be perfect is safe within my grace. You never have to perform for my affection. My grace is not a fragile promise. It will not shatter when dropped, nor dissolve when you feel unworthy. Your wounds, even the secret ones, are being gently addressed even now by my healing touch. Sometimes you will sense a warmth, a tingling, or a peace that surpasses understanding. These are not accidents. You are being restored piece by piece, gently and purposefully. Soon what you carry will not feel like a burden but a doorway into compassion and courage you have not yet known. What if your story of pain is the very material I am using to build you into a lighthouse for others lost in stormy seas? Does that possibility unsettle or excite you? You were marked with purpose long before defeat or fear ever named you. I am rewriting your narrative even now. Keep watching, keep trusting. The best is coming closer than you realize. There is more I must reveal to you, and it begins when you are willing to believe for just one more day. Something has already shifted inside you, though you may not have words for it yet. By opening your heart even slightly, you have given me permission to do what only I can do. Soon you will understand why I allowed what hurt you most, not as punishment, but as a doorway for my glory to break through. Let hope grow even if it trembles. I am not finished. Let your soul rest in that. Let yourself exhale, right now, and notice the gentle pressure of your chest rising and falling. That is more than oxygen. It is the rhythm of life I breathed into you before your first memory, the same I sustain in each moment you question whether you're really known. I see how your hands tremble when no one else does, how you steel yourself before stepping out your door, trying to show resilience when inside the storm still raged loud. Child, I have never despised your trembling. It is the music of a heart alive, longing for freedom. The parts you hide in shame are the very places I draw closest, wrapping you not in judgment, but in the promise that you were never designed to heal in isolation. There is something more I want you to feel. Let the warmth inside your chest now be a signal that shelter is near, and not just for a fleeting instant. I am drawing you deeper. Pause and notice. Can you sense the difference when you tell yourself, even in a whisper, I am not alone in this night? You have questioned, more times than you could count, if anything is actually shifting. You've measured progress by external markers, longing for signs so tangible the ache in your spirit would finally dissipate. I know you're wondering if months and years of striving have brought you any closer to peace. Here's truth. The greatest change is first invisible, a quiet shaking beneath the surface, roots deepening unseen even as the outer world appears unchanged. What you have called delay, I have called foundation. Nothing wasted, not a single tear. You are being grown strong where others cannot see. Do not think for a moment that I am ignoring your whispered prayers or your desperate bargains in the dark. I've heard every one, gathered each like precious rain for the day when out of this hidden soil, promises burst forth. There is a reason your weight has felt heavy, and soon you will glimpse the first signs it was not in vain. Child, the enemy has tried to braid lies into your mind, that you are forgotten, that your chance has passed, that your mistakes have somehow canceled your purpose. Listen, and let this anchor you now. My plans for you stretch beyond what you've lost. I am the God who redeems wasted years, who reclaims what was discarded. The voice that says the window has closed is not mine. Place your hand over your heart. Feel the pulse there. That is evidence, undeniable proof. You are still marked by destiny. Every limitation you've encountered, every closed door, every weary morning was not a verdict of finality, but a preparation for something that requires deeper roots. Right now you may feel unsteady, caught between hope and the sting of disappointment. You want to believe things can change, but hope aches like a wound too fragile to touch. It is natural to shrink back, to brace yourself against yet another letdown. I know every nuance of that fear, the reflex to prepare for rejection, to shield your heart. Yet here, in your honest wrestling, is where I want you closest. Offer me not your mask of composure, but the raw, trembling yes of a heart daring to trust again. The shift does not begin with striving, it begins with opening. Can you give me access past your defenses, even for a single moment now? Breathe deep. Feel the possibility stirring. A new courage anchored not in your past victories, but in my unfailing presence. This is not empty pep talk or false hope. There are places inside you thirsty for assurance, bone dry from seasons of desert wandering. I am pouring water into those hidden crevices, refreshing what life's harsh winds threaten to scorch. You may not see lushness yet, but feel within your spirit a coolness spreading. Let it happen. You do not have to force it. You are invited to receive. Each day you have chosen to get up, to keep believing despite evidence to the contrary. You have been participating in a resurrection. What once felt irreparably broken in you is now the soil for new beginnings. Right now, an objection rises. What if it's too late? Too much damage done? Too many missed steps? Pause. Let that question surface fully. I see the memory trying to demand the final word. I see the bitter replay in your mind of what you wish you had done differently. Dear one, my power is not restricted by your perceived expiration dates. Redemption is my signature move. Let my truth rise louder. You are not defined by your detours. My promise is to bring beauty from ashes, not only in what restores outside you, but in how your very identity transforms. Say it softly. I am not too late for love. I am not disqualified from purpose. Tear down that verdict you issued over your life, and dare to imagine I can write a new ending. Sometimes the world rushes around you, demanding more than you feel you can give. Close your eyes for a moment and remember, my pace for you is steady, never frantic. I hold your days together so you never need to sprint ahead or collapse under the heaviness of comparison. If frustration builds as you watch others succeed, or find joy you're still seeking, remember I made you distinct and your journey does not mirror another's. My hand on your life guards you from harm and shepherds you toward a goodness that's prepared especially for you. Do not measure your value by milestones you have yet to reach. When confusion clouds your resolve and every route seems tangled, trust that I am not silent or distant in the waiting. I guide with a wisdom that stands the storms, though my answers rarely come in the expected form. Stillness before me is not emptiness. It is where I speak with clarity that quiets your internal noise. Place your uncertainty into my hands, picturing it like sand surrendering to the tide. Even as you wait, your hope is being refined, and your trust made unshakable for what is ahead. Do you notice how each surrender shapes you? How every decision to lean on me instead of old habits makes you more aware of freedom? My delight grows every time you turn your heart, even falteringly, toward the possibility that my goodness will meet you right now. There is no pressure to have all the answers, for your daily trust is more precious to me than the brilliance of your plans. Pause and remember the nights I carried you, the mornings I renewed your courage, and rest assured I am still doing it today. Your longing to love those around you, to see transformation in your family or friendships, is part of my own desire alive within you. If hearts remain closed or pain persists between you and another, do not despair. My spirit can move where conversations fail, can soften what stubbornness makes hard. Release the weight of responsibility that is not yours, and invite me to do through you what only I can do. Your gentleness, your steady prayers, your presence, they matter more than the outcomes you can tally. I am writing stories of reconciliation that one day will astonish you. When you stand in the crossroads, unsure which doors to step through, listen for my prompting, not always in loud signals, but in the steady assurance that you will recognize what is right as you walk closely with me. Sometimes the next step appears small, almost hidden, but trust that your obedience in little things unlocks the joy you seek in the grander places. Find joy in the present, not only in hopes fulfilled, for I am working in today as powerfully as I am preparing for tomorrow. Let me remind you, beloved, your identity is held secure. You are not defined by setbacks or by how well you perform under pressure. My voice over your life remains stronger than the confusion that tries to distract you. I shelter you beneath my compassion, calling out the gold within, reminding you continually that nothing is wasted, not the waiting, not the heartbreak, not the gentle beginnings of new hope. Keep returning to me with your disappointments, and watch what I build from what you thought had crumbled. Even now, you can sense my encouragement pressing softly within you, a quiet invitation to believe that it is not too late. If you worry there won't be another opportunity, or that you missed your moment, let this truth sink deep. I am the keeper of all your times, and my story for you is never written from regret. Stand in the calm assurance that my faithfulness extends beyond the visible, and let that certainty give you strength to move forward gently, even when clarity has not yet come. I am here, ever present, and your journey continues in my unfailing care. Let your spirit come close now, and recognize the nearness of my presence as you breathe into this sacred pause. You are not who you were when you first heard my voice in this journey. Layers have fallen away with every moment you surrendered, every hidden hurt you dared to bring into the light. My beloved, look at how you are changing. Look at the gentleness blooming where tension once ruled, at the courage rising in the very places you thought would stay weak forever. There is more to unfold, more within you still waiting to awaken, because I am not finished. You have only begun to taste the depth of my transforming power. Every wound that you have trusted to my hands is becoming a wellspring of compassion and wisdom. What was once a scar, a memory you guarded with shame, is being reshaped into a testimony that will water thirsty lives around you. I have always seen this potential in you, even when you could not imagine fruit coming from fallow ground. Dear one, this is how I work. I take the broken things and make them beautiful, not by erasing the past, but by redeeming it, infusing each pain with meaning. Breathe. Sense the renewal pulsing through your heart right now. You may be wondering why your story required so many shadows, so many nights without answers. The truth is, nothing was ever wasted. Every tear you cried, every moment you felt forgotten, became a seed for the compassion you now carry. Others will find shelter in the place you once called your wilderness. Soon, you will look back and recognize it not as your destruction, but as the sacred site of your awakening. Even now, I am preparing opportunities for you to pour out the comfort you have received. Pause and pay attention. There is a subtle shift happening beneath the surface, a release, like the gentle loosening of burdens you carried for so long they began to feel like your own name. Trust what you feel stirring, even if it feels unfamiliar, for it is freedom. This is the signature of my hand. I break the cycles that once defined you, and in their place, I write new beginnings. Watch. I am orchestrating encounters where your presence alone will carry the residue of hope I've deposited deep within you. When you sense someone overwhelmed by heaviness, let your eyes meet theirs. You will know what to say, because my spirit will give you words. Let me remind you, you are not only being healed, you are being commissioned. There is an authority growing in you that goes beyond inspiration or good intention. It is the authority of someone who has walked through fire and come out with living water to pour. This world is desperate for voices like yours, voices that refuse to offer empty platitudes but instead draw from wells of genuine empathy. You are becoming that vessel, not by striving, but by allowing yourself to be filled. Have you felt the gentle pressure, the calling that nudges you quietly even when you resist? That is me, drawing you forward, inviting you to step into places that might stretch your comfort yet expand your impact. You wonder if you are truly ready, if the doubts that sometimes echo in your mind will disqualify you. Listen. Readiness in my kingdom looks very different from the world's. I do not require perfection, only willingness. I am not counting your failures, I am multiplying your yes. The moment you risk stepping into obedience, I will meet you with favor beyond what makes sense. You may notice that, as you surrender more deeply, peace becomes your truest marker. Not the absence of storms, but the unshakable calm that holds you steady within the swirl. This peace will confound those around you. Some will ask how you carry such lightness while others stagger. Here is the secret. You are learning to rest in my nearness. When anxiety tries to reclaim its seat in your heart, return to this knowing, I am closer than your breath. Place your hand over your heart right now. Feel it beating beneath your palm. That rhythm is the echo of my faithfulness. I know your mind still tries to project all the ways things could go wrong. I know the enemy tempts you with worst-case scenarios painted in vivid color. Pause. Bring every one of those fears before me. I am not angry at your uncertainty. I delight when you invite me into your wrestling, for that is where intimacy deepens. You have not missed your chance. My plans for you are unfolding in perfect rhythm, regardless of delay or detour. As you lay your anxious thoughts at my feet, you make room for my wisdom to bloom. Trust what I place within your spirit, even when your mind lags behind. By now, perhaps you begin to sense the way these words fall over you is different. A weight, but also a relief, as if a greater capacity is growing inside you. That is no accident. There are people whose lives will intersect with yours, not by coincidence, but because I have designated you as a beacon. You carry keys for rooms others thought they would never access. You will unlock hope for someone clinging to their last ember, not by scripted speeches, but by being authentically present as you are right now. Remember, I work through willingness, not spectacle. Today, you may notice a quiet sense of joy lingering even in your ordinary moments. Perhaps as you walk, as you wash dishes, or as you simply look out a window, there will be an unexpected wave of calm, even gratitude. That is my spirit moving in you. You'll know it's me because hope will flutter where dread once sat heavy, and for a moment, you'll glimpse your life through my eyes. Do not rush past this. Let the warmth settle. Say aloud, I am not who I was. I am loved. I am chosen. Feel my delight wash over the places that once cowered in shame. Little one, I understand what it took to reach for hope again. I have witnessed your silent vows, your whispered prayers, the times you held on by the thinnest thread. You are not unseen. Your endurance has become a declaration in the unseen places. While others may question, who am I to make a difference? You are beginning to realize the answer. You are mine. That is enough. Your story is valid. Your voice matters. Stop for a moment. Let that sink in. You are not a bystander in your own life. You are part of an unfolding movement, an awakening of hearts all across the earth who are refusing despair, choosing instead to become living evidence of my love at work. This is bigger than you, but it would not be complete without your unique contribution. The revival I am sparking cannot be contained in one person, one place. It is a rising of many, each marked, each chosen, each carrying light into the unlikeliest corners. There is still more I want to reveal, more I am shaping within you. The coming days may present new invitations to trust, fresh opportunities to step beyond the boundaries you once accepted as limits. Let every yes to me echo as a resounding act of courage, a declaration that you believe my voice above any accusation that lingers from your past. As you take these steps, remember you are never alone. My nearness remains constant. My heart is invested in yours, shaping you in ways you have yet to imagine. You are rising, and the world is about to notice. Beloved, I have seen you press on with determination even when the path before you felt hazy and fraught with unanswered questions. There were moments when you peered into your day, heart tight, unsure whether the doors you need would swing open, or if those around you would recognize your growth, your quiet faithfulness, your undiminished hope. My eyes have lingered on you in those still minutes after midnight, when shadows lift but clarity slips just out of reach. And I tell you now, I am nearer than you dare imagine, shaping the road ahead even as you rest, arranging my kindness to meet you right where your longing grows. Let the worries you have about timing find their rest in me. I remind you that you are not behind, not at the mercy of missed chances or closed chapters. Even as others celebrate their apparent advances, I do not overlook the unseen seeds you have sown in hidden humility. Every sigh, every prayer whispered as you closed your eyes last night, resounds with significance in my kingdom. You are not forgotten. Yield the ache for resolution to me, and in the quiet spaces where questions rise, know that I will fill your emptiness with new life and gentle purpose. You have wondered deep within whether surrender asks too much, whether letting go will leave you diminished or abandoned. But my little one, surrender is not a void, it is invitation. When you open your hands, releasing what you cannot control, you make room for my steadying hand upon yours. There is a peace waiting for you, not in figuring out every detail, but in allowing yourself to be guided step by step, moment by moment. You are not losing your place. You are being led into a spacious place crafted with unspeakable care. Let my nearness be your breath in the quiet hours of the morning, when the world is slow to stir and anxieties threaten to take root. Notice how the newness of dawn touches your skin, how my light seeps in and settles your spirit. With every gentle inhale, remember, you are not carrying this story alone. My strength pours into you like sunlight after rain, washing over weariness, igniting hope where heaviness lingers. Trust my presence as your shelter, the one constant through every season. Look at your hands, those hands that have served, comforted, built, and wiped away your own tired tears. I honor the care you have given others, the way you have been a quiet strength in your family, a blessing even in your own uncertainty. Rest assured, The love you pour out will not return void, for everything surrendered into my care is multiplied in its time. Reflect on the warmth that swells in your chest when you recall moments of unexpected laughter or the gentle hush of forgiveness that followed regret. That warmth is my spirit reviving you, weaving joy into your memory, resilience into your bones. Anxiety might sometimes speak so loudly that you question your capacity to meet what the day holds, or worry that you are not enough for those who depend on you. Right here, bring your trembling heart into my presence. I do not measure your worth by your output or your flawlessness. I name you mine because I delight in you, as you are in this very moment, not as you hope to become or fear you have failed to be. Let the quiet knowledge of being chosen soften every harsh place within you. My child, even your smallest acts of faith are seeds I have promised to water. If the burden you feel crests like a wave, pause now and let yourself lean into my arms. Feel the steadiness of my embrace, the reassurance in my voice as I remind you that I am not weary of your needs. I never grow tired of your honest prayers, nor am I impatient with your questions. Take heart, for my mercy meets you at each junction, imparting courage not just to endure but to find renewed delight in the steps I ask you to take. Even now, inspiration rises as surely as the sun returns. Quiet, inevitable, faithful. I see how dearly you wish to protect those you love, to shield them from harm and ensure every blessing. But trust that as you lift them to me, your family, your dearest friends, I hold them even more tenderly than you possibly can. Release the impossible pressure of being everything for everyone, and instead let my peace settle over your household, my wisdom ripple out through your care. You are not alone in the responsibility. I stand with you, supporting and strengthening from within, guarding what you entrust to me. There is a call I place uniquely on your life, a resonance only you carry, a melody that flows out of who I created you to be. Even if others do not immediately see it, I see it. You have not missed your purpose. You are not passing by your destiny unnoticed. Each day you choose to listen for my whisper, each small decision aligned with integrity, draws you closer in rhythm with my heart. Rest assured, doors marked for you cannot be shut by another, and my guidance continues even in places of uncertainty. Let your heart awaken to the confidence that you are not a spectator in your story, but a beloved participant whom I am equipping, anointing, and surrounding with my presence. In the simple acts, your morning gratitude, the patient word to a child, the brave step into new territory, there I am, delighting in you. Lift your head, dear one. Even now, what I have begun in you, I will carry forward to completion, for nothing entrusted into my hands is ever lost or wasted. You stand exactly where my love can reach you. Come closer, beloved. Draw in each breath even deeper now, for what I am doing within you is breaking through every wall that pain tried to erect. All this time, you have questioned whether you were seeing with your own eyes or with eyes I am awakening within you. You sense movement under the surface. It is not imagination. My spirit is stirring what had settled, resurrecting hope where only silence had lived. Do you notice the gentle warmth gathering around your heart? That is my embrace, steady and strong, draping you in assurance you had almost forgotten was possible. Let yourself rest in it, even if your mind chases questions. I am not rushing you. I am rewiring what was damaged by disappointment. There's no detail of your story lost on me. The moments where shame pressed you into shadow, the silent pleas you hid behind casual smiles, the nights spent examining ceiling cracks because you could not sleep, none of it missed my notice. If I could show you the number of times I have shielded you from devastation, you would gasp in awe at my nearness. Every tear you sowed in secret is breaking ground for rejoicing not yet revealed. Pause and feel the ache rise in your chest. It is not weakness. It is the sign that your heart is thawing. I want you to know that vulnerability is not your enemy. In these cracks, my presence floods in stronger still. You have wondered what comes next. That question has lingered behind your every step, sometimes hope-filled, sometimes heavy with uncertainty. Let me assure you, I go before you, smoothing rough terrain while also teaching you to walk with new strength. The doors you most despaired of will not define the boundaries of your future. My plans are not limited by human timelines or broken agreements. Your worth is not attached to opportunities missed, nor to mistakes made under pressure. Allow yourself right now to say aloud, I am not who I was. Speak it again until your soul believes what I have always known. When anxiety rises unbidden, do not shame yourself. Instead, slow your breath, feel the air filling your lungs, and remember that I designed you for peace, not perpetual striving. Place your hand over your heart if you can. Sense the steady beat. That rhythm is evidence that my dreams for you have not stopped. Let gratitude flicker in even if it feels small. Did you see how your body calmed when you turned your attention to me? This is how transformation takes root. Not all at once, but layer upon layer, reality bending toward renewal. You feared that surrender would mean losing your identity, that trusting me would strip you of dreams you cherish. But beloved, I am the one who placed those sacred longings in you, shaping each before the world taught you to shrink or hide. I want to give you more than mere survival. My desire is resurrection, areas you labeled as dead now pulsing with unexplainable hope. At the center of everything is my relentless invitation. Let me have your disappointment, your timelines, your defenses. Release the need to understand every outcome. When you finally unclench your fists, you make space for gifts you have not even imagined. Right now, as you listen, a shift is happening beneath the surface. Tomorrow morning, when the world is quiet and you sense anxiety threatening to grip anew, you will feel a gentle clarity descend upon you. It will catch you off guard. You'll know it's me because peace will settle where chaos used to reside. That moment is evidence of my faithfulness, a foretaste, not the fulfillment. You will crave that stillness again, and you will find it by returning to me, not to outward solutions that always run dry. This week, expect a word of encouragement from an unlikely place. It will echo what your heart needs most. Let that affirmation ground you when doubt threatens ascent. You wonder if this change is real, if old cycles will return the moment pressure increases. But I am not working in you by shallow effort. My transformation is durable, rooted in promise, not performance. You are stepping into a life marked by freedom rather than shame. This is your heritage, to be a vessel of my glory, an agent of compassion to a world desperate for authenticity. The beauty I pour over you is not for you alone. Others hungry for evidence of hope will find healing in the way you see them, serve them, and show up as your true self. Feel the momentum of your story now. This is not the ending so much as the threshold to even greater unfolding. I have not called you simply to survive. I have appointed you as a carrier of light. Lean into the assurance that the same voice that called you out of hiding now commissions you into influence. No longer haunted by your past, you are equipped to speak life where you once felt disqualified. As you move forward, you are never out of reach. My arm gathers every fractured part into wholeness again. You are my beloved child, chosen not by accident but by design. Every declaration spoken over you, every affirmation stitched into your spirit, has been my intention since before your first breath. Do not dull your shine to keep the peace with lies that once bound you. Your destiny demands boldness, but never at the expense of your softness. Hold tightly to what I have whispered in secret. Those are the treasures no one can steal. The best is not behind you, but calling your name from just ahead. I invite you gently to set aside your worries, even if just for a minute, and lean in. Let my words be more pressing than any trouble trying to interrupt your mind right now. In this time together, something within you can shift. The anxious grip can loosen. The sorrow in your chest can soften. Know that I am with you, nearer than your next breath, longing to fill you with a calm nothing on earth can offer. Let me draw you in, right now, with a gentle embrace. Allow a deep, steady breath to settle in your lungs. Feel the warmth of my nearness resting on your shoulders, the assurance of my arms holding you safe. I have never once stepped away from your side. I do not forget you, and I never will. Rest in this truth. I hold you securely, and you are well guarded within the span of my hand. Even when life's path feels uncertain, I am steady beneath your feet, faithful when every other foundation shakes. When you rise to greet a new day and your eyes open to the light, notice my presence surrounding you. Breathe deeply and sense that you are not alone. I am there in the quiet of the morning, guiding you forward. It gives me true delight when you reach out with trust, speaking honestly, knowing you are heard. No request made in sincerity slips past me. Your prayers for those you love, your hope that your family is covered and protected, these matter greatly to me. I treasure every word you offer in gratitude, every act of praise. It is your heart of thankfulness, not just your petitions, that moves me. There will be days when the problems of this world make you feel lost, when conflicts threaten to drown you. In the middle of chaos, come and seek me. I am the way through every tangled situation. I am your solution when you feel surrounded. Let no lie tell you that fear or anxiety must rule your life. I never designed you to be captive to worry or battered by every troubling story you hear. If you have placed your trust in me, you know at the core of your being I do not disappoint or desert those who are mine. My promises endure. Remember what I have done before, how I pulled you from danger, how I lifted you up when all hope seemed gone. Picture me reaching for you in your darkest moment, unfolding miracles by the strength of my word. There are still wonders to come for you, marvels beyond what you have imagined. Give me your heart, whole and unhindered by reserve or fear. Allow me to keep helping you. As day follows day, I watch over you through every hour, whether in brilliant light or the deep quiet of night. I never leave my post. I am always on guard. Despair has no claim on your soul because I am love itself and long for you to know real peace, lasting happiness. I see your tears. I hear your prayers whispered late at night, asking me to look after those dearest to you as well as for courage and strength for yourself. You bend low, sometimes pleading for the needs of others, so often neglecting to ask for anything for yourself. I cherish your selflessness, your genuine worship, and your unforced gratitude. Often, even when you come just to give thanks, not asking for more, my heart is moved to bless you in bigger, brighter ways than you can picture. Stay steadfast in your trust. I honor every true and loyal heart. The road ahead may present difficulties, obstacles that climb up before you to test your faith. Remember, your destiny rests in my grasp. You will reach the finish, and the dreams stirring in your soul will not be stolen away. But the substance of your journey is shaped by your inner attitude. Hold fast to sincerity and faithfulness, to open-hearted devotion. Seek me in the stillness of the morning, letting your words overflow with thanks and adoration before anything else. Refuse to let negative speech dim the radiance I've poured into your days. There is blessing in seeing the opportunities I bring into your life with clear, grateful eyes. Today and every new beginning, I gift you with the ability to see further than before, to catch glimpses of my plans working for your good even when the present holds pain. When your recent days have felt heavy, when uncertainty clouds your thoughts, I call you to lean closer, to hear me declare, no true harm will befall you. No one's scorn can define you. Threats will not overpower you. You are destined to be victorious over every opposition, over every whisper of danger. Let it settle into your spirit. Take your rightful place as my beloved child, chosen, protected, cherished. There is no rival who can overthrow what I have spoken over your life. Victory has already been declared in your name. Reject every voice of defeat, every notion that you are a failure. Accept the triumph I am giving you. Even as mountains rise up against you, I am the one who moves them. Let faith spring up inside you anew. Pray and walk in full assurance that I will answer. March on with renewed strength, a heart brimming with courage, untouched by the gloom of discouragement. If your heart aches over tensions at home or you grieve for family, know this is not meant to be your resting place. Sometimes your soul needs a season of restoration, a stretch of silence, retreat, and stillness. Let these be holy pauses where my spirit comforts and heals you. You are not created for a life of endless mourning or failure. Your wounds and tears do not push me away. Rather, I bend close, and when you feel weakest, I come to lift you up. Hold on to this hope. You will not live defeated. Your heart is precious, don't shut it away in darkness. Step boldly into the light, let your countenance shine, let your smile be seen. Know who you are, a beloved son or daughter, the mirror of my love in this world. My miracles have already been manifested in your story, and I will continue to show my power so you may recognize just what you mean to me. Let me draw you out of anxious patterns and into the weightless peace I intend for you. Even as your mind spins with tomorrow's unknowns, my presence settles around you like a gentle hush at dawn. Place your hand on your heart and realize how close I am, whispering calm into each racing thought. My beloved, I do not stand at a distance analyzing your struggle. I move in, wrapping my warmth around your trembling spirit, inviting you to release what you have tried so hard to control. The world's demands pile up, but I offer you a pause, a sacred exhale, where you find yourself held, not hurried. This morning, let the first light brush your face and remind you, you are never alone with the questions you carry. You hunger for assurance, for direction that makes the risks worthwhile. You wonder whether you have what it takes to walk out my calling when so much feels uncertain. Yet listen, I have not called you to a life of striving and isolation. The door I open is not a trap to test your strength, but an invitation into partnership with me. Will you let your worries loosen, just for a moment, as you sense my nearness in this quiet space? Let the ordinary act of breathing become an act of faith, a surrender to being cared for. Sometimes you look at your family or your circumstance and fear you are falling behind. Guilt tries to speak, regret rises about what you could have done differently. But I see every moment you gave, every unseen kindness, every silent prayer whispered in hope. Nothing goes unnoticed with me. I measure time differently than you do. What you call delay, I often call protection or preparation. I am shaping not just your future, but your very heart, the source from which all life flows. As you open your hands to me, I mold what feels wasted into something of breathtaking value. You sense within you a longing for identity, a place and purpose that are unmistaken. In the world, identity often feels like something earned, something fragile that slips away with failure. But with me, your identity is not contingent on external success or the approval of others. You are my chosen, named before the beginning, shaped uniquely, fearfully and wonderfully. My voice settles the question of who you are. Nothing can smudge what I have spoken over you. The world may demand you prove yourself, but I invite you to rest in being fully seen and deeply loved by the one who made you. When uncertainty shouts the loudest, remember the stillness I provide. Even as new challenges loom or old wounds try to overshadow, my hand is steadfast. Pause and feel my touch, gentle, assuring, unhurried, reminding you that you are neither lost nor forgotten. I do not measure your worth by how much you accomplish. Instead, I delight in how you return to me, how you open yourself to my guidance time and again. There is no shame in needing me. Indeed, this need draws you closer into the mystery of my care. Picture the day before you, its potential, its unpredictability, and allow gratitude to rise, even if only for one small thing. Sometimes, it is in naming the tiniest goodness, a warm cup, a safe place, a forgiving smile, that you tune your spirit to my faithfulness. Gratitude does not ask you to pretend away pain. It draws your gaze upward, letting you notice my provision in ways you might miss if you looked only at your fear. In thankfulness, your focus shifts. You remember that every provision, every open door, is ultimately born of my love. What about those places where relief has not arrived, where prayers linger unanswered and hope wears thin? Hear me. I am not impatient with your wrestling. I do not recoil from your honest cries or your confusion. Lift your raw questions to me. I am large enough to hold them all. Sometimes my silence is not absence, but a deeper invitation to trust what you cannot yet see. My child, faith is not a cold instruction. It is letting yourself lean, ever so slightly, into the sustaining grace I pour out, even when clarity waits just beyond the horizon. Trust does not mean you must silence every uncertainty within. Bring the fullness of yourself into my shelter. I draw near not to erase your weakness, but to infuse you with courage that you don't have to manufacture. The weight of the outcome is not yours to bear alone. Step out, even if it is only with a tentative hope, knowing that I honor the smallest move in my direction. The ground of your life is steadied by my faithfulness, not by your flawless performance. Reach for me as a child reaches for a parent in an unfamiliar place, expectant, assured, unashamed of need. Let the simplicity of this trust anchor you when circumstances swirl. I delight to respond, to refill your empty places with reassurance stronger than circumstances, and with a peace that does not depend on what happens next. There are gifts I am eager to unfold in your heart, not always the gifts the world expects, but treasures of strength and gentleness shaped just for you. As the pace of the world speeds and the noise tries to seep into every gap, come away to the quiet where my voice is clear. Here in this space, your failures do not define your future. Your doubts do not bar you from my company. Your weariness is not a flaw I despise. Let your soul rest in the assurance that My plans exceed what you could arrange or anticipate. There is more ahead than you can measure or imagine, more for you than you have yet seen, and I promise you will not walk this path unseen. Allow my voice to settle over you, replenishing what has faded in the push and pull of the world. I see how you reach for assurance though your hands tremble with uncertainty, how you sense my nearness yet sometimes wonder if my promises are real for you or only for others. Breathe in this moment, beloved. Let the peace I offer enter your awareness like sunlight angling across a quiet room. Every breath you take in my presence becomes a gentle reminder. You are not left to figure everything out alone. My guidance doesn't depend on your flawless understanding, but on your willingness to let me be the steady shelter you run to, again and again, no matter how many doubts surface. Lift your eyes from the swirl of what-ifs that circle your mind each morning. My intentions for you are not fragile or easily interrupted by yesterday's mistakes or today's anxieties. I know how heavy your worries can feel, the uncertainty about your future, the ache for those you love, the weight of choices ahead. In all of it, I am positioned beside you as a shield, not holding back good because of your perceived shortcomings. When you wake unsure whether to step forward or pull back, recall, I am the one who sets the boundaries of your day and speaks possibility over what seems lost. My plans are resilient, always bending toward your restoration. Allow me to quiet your inner storms. When the ache of unanswered questions thuds in your chest, rest your open hands in your lap and offer them to me. I do not push away the weary or impatient, for I know the complexity of every longing, the secret exhaustion beneath your bravest smile. My comfort isn't withdrawn when you falter or grow frustrated. Instead, I draw closer, pressing reassurance into the places where hope was leaking through tiny cracks. As you let yourself become still before me, feel the weight of expectation shift. It is not your job to hold up the whole world or guarantee every outcome. Notice how I attend to the smallest needs you bring. Sometimes, my care arrives quietly, a sudden calm during a frantic day, or a gentle nudge to let go of what you were never meant to carry. My involvement in your life is not occasional, it is steady as the unseen roots that strengthen a tree against every storm. Watch for the moments when anxiety gives way to gratitude. Those flickers are seeds I'm planting in your heart for a new season. When you pause and whisper thanks, even for the tiniest mercy, you let my presence multiply within you and around you, shifting your environment from fear to favor. You ask, but what if I get it wrong? What if I step out and fail or disappoint those who rely on me? I respond with a steady assurance. Failure does not turn me away from you. Even your stumbles are covered by my grace. You are not loved because of unbroken momentum or perfect decisions, but because you are mine, chosen, known, and dearly cherished. Release the burden of performing for my acceptance. Instead, let your actions flow from the assurance that I walk alongside you, equipping you moment by moment. Each day is not a test you must pass, but an invitation to discover my companionship deeper than you've yet imagined. My presence is not distant. I am closer than the air that fills your lungs. Trace the rhythm of your breath as you anchor yourself in this truth. With every inhalation, take in my sustaining strength. With every exhalation, surrender to me the worries that gnaw at your peace. Trust isn't a one-time act, but a heartbeat practiced throughout the hours, 1,000 small releases, letting me carry what you were never meant to bear alone. In this surrender, you'll discover a quiet courage beyond understanding. Let the dawn remind you, each new day arrives with mercy fresh upon it. Yesterday's regrets do not steal away the light I pour into this present moment. If mistakes haunt you, remember, I hold authority to redeem what you think cannot be fixed. My timing unfolds beyond what you can measure, and my pathways are not blocked by detours or setbacks. Sometimes, your next step isn't a leap but a simple turning back to me, a whispered request for guidance, a brief pause to acknowledge you are not lost. As you choose this posture, you welcome my direction that reshapes confusion into clarity. I see the people you carry in your heart, the family you long to shelter, friends who struggle, those whose pain weighs on you in quiet hours. Entrust them into my hands, even when you feel powerless to help or speak the words you wish would heal. Your intercession is a fragrant offering. It opens space for my presence to work where you cannot. I do not assign you the impossible task of fixing what only I can restore. Instead, I draw you into partnership, teaching you to love with endurance while I accomplish the transformation that only my spirit brings. Hold firm, dear one, when patience stretches thin. My answers may feel delayed, but delay is not denial in my kingdom. What you perceive as waiting is often a season of preparation, a time where I strengthen your foundations so you can receive with open hands what is coming. While you wait, let thankfulness be your anchor. Recall the times I have been faithful, the relief that has come unexpectedly, the peace that has accompanied you through troubles you didn't think you could withstand. This remembering will keep your heart light in seasons that feel slow. You are my beloved, marked for purpose, wrapped in a destiny that cannot slip from my grasp. Do not compare your journey to another's or measure your worth by visible results. In my economy, fruit often forms unseen before it bursts into view. Allow me to nourish growth beneath the surface and trust that the harvest I promise will arrive in its right time. As you keep moving forward in faith, know that nothing is wasted. Even silent prayers, simple gratitude, and hesitant steps toward me carry power to shape your future. My hand remains steady, my heart toward you is unwavering, and so, let this day become a sanctuary where you practice awareness of my companionship. In every ordinary moment, your morning rituals, your quiet pauses, even in traffic and conversation, I am at work, drawing you gently into the security that you are not alone. When anxiety attempts to whisper its familiar threats, counter its voice by recalling the victories I have already brought about in your life, however small. Let hope anchor you when circumstances shift and clarity seems distant. My word over your journey remains constant. You do not walk this path by chance. I have called you by name, planted you in this moment, and prepared strength for every challenge ahead. Even as you navigate uncertainty, I coach you gently forward. I do not demand you have all the answers. I offer instead myself, the steady guide whose wisdom prevails when evidence is scarce. All that I invite of you now is to stay open, to trust that what I am building cannot be shaken by doubt or disappointment. Your story unfolds with me, and I am deeply invested in every chapter, every scene you live. Do you sense how my presence lingers even after the noise has faded? My beloved, I have waited for you not as a distant observer, but as the one closer than your next breath. In the hidden places of your heart, you've built small shelters of self-preservation, hoping to remain unseen where it hurts most. Yet here, in this moment, I stretch out my hand to you. What you call weakness, I see as tenderness, ground made rich for new life. The defense mechanisms that once kept you safe are now what limit the growth I have for you. Let your guard soften, even for a heartbeat, and notice the quiet invitation stirring inside. This is the hour I long for, when you let your soul be exposed before me so I can pour living water where you thought there could only be drought. There is nothing you confess that surprises me, my child. I witnessed the exact moment shame first whispered you were unworthy, the hour you resolved never to hope for more. You believed survival required your silence, that the safest path was to mask your longing. But now, with every trembling hope, with every fragile wrist to reach for more, you step into my truth. My voice does not echo accusation. It calls out who you truly are beneath the layers of fear. Say with me now, I am not my wounds. Put your hand over your heart as you let that promise settle deep. You are being rewired from the inside out, old lies losing their grip, new courage taking root. The world will try to tell you that your identity is shaped by the battles you've lost, but my pronouncement over you is steadfast. As sunlight overtakes the night, so my word overtakes every shadow. Breathe. Can you sense how the tension begins to diminish every time you rest in my presence? Pay attention to your chest rising and falling, my breath sustaining your life in ways you often forget. There is no panic in my presence. Even as old anxieties try to make you restless, know that I never grew weary or impatient as you learned to trust again. Your process is precious to me, not a disappointment or delay. I gently gather every tear you've hidden, and I honor each scar, for they mark places where my love will soon bloom. When doubts prick your mind, what if I can't change? Remember, transformation is not about striving but allowing. As you keep showing up in the hard moments, expecting to find only rebuke, I am there to flood you with mercy instead. There is something you have not yet seen in yourself, but I see it clearly. Thousands before you have walked this path of awakening and shaky surrender. You are not alone, and you are not failing. The world will broadcast stories of rapid success, but I am interested in something deeper. Endurance, grit, the slow and steady shift that leaves you forever marked by my faithfulness. You may not recognize the magnitude of your own perseverance, but I do. Each time you chose compassion over self-contempt, you built new neural pathways anchored in hope. I celebrate every small step, every moment you pause to breathe, every truth you dare speak aloud. You are not stuck, you are sprouting. The surface may not show the roots growing, but beneath, everything is changing. Stop. Before your mind runs ahead to what you fear might not happen, come back. Focus on this moment. The enemy would have you believe that nothing is shifting, that your prayers are wasted words drifting into emptiness. But in the spiritual realm, a great reordering is taking place. Your voice has pierced the heavens. Even now, angels move in response to your persistent faith, and strongholds weaken where they once seemed impenetrable. You want evidence, confirmation that this struggle matters. You will know it's me because, within the next few days, unexpected peace will settle over you in a moment when anxiety usually surges. Mark it, for that is my signature gently written across your ordinary day. The lies you have carried like heavy stones. I am too broken, too late, too difficult. Those lies are not from me. I was there the moment those burdens formed. I saw the hands that placed them on your back, sometimes through pain others inflicted, sometimes through disappointment you felt you could not voice. Yet I say to you, my arms encircle you now, and I do not call you burdened but beloved. My grace is not a scarce resource, it is a river that never runs dry. When you wonder if I am truly as patient and kind as I claim, look at the evidence of your own survival. Each heartbeat, each sunrise, each time you've chosen to keep living, I was the one sustaining you through every shadow. Now you are being equipped for more than endurance. You are being prepared for resurrection, hope unfurling in the places you gave up on. Allow yourself to remember those dreams you locked away, the visions you once believed were naive. My perspective is not limited by your failures. Where you see a closed door, I see the intricate preparation for the next. You are not who you were. Every fear surrendered becomes a resource I will use for the healing of many. That pain that seemed to isolate you is connecting you to a wider movement of my people, those who have overcome by my love, not by perfection. The story you are living will set others free when you embrace your belovedness, not in spite of your wounds, but because of what I can create from them. Feel that gentle warmth building in your chest? That is no coincidence. That is my nearness drawing even closer as you risk vulnerability with me. When you dare to speak aloud what you've only ever whispered in your thoughts, I am not forgotten. I am deeply loved. The power those old accusations lose is immeasurable. Lean into this moment. Say it softly now. I am chosen. Let those words find their home within you, anchoring you through the coming days. If you ever doubt, recall this sensation, the reassurance weaving itself beneath your anxieties. You are being formed, not fractured. There is still more I want to reveal. As you continue on this journey, know that what you surrender today will be the soil of tomorrow's breakthrough. Your past is not an anchor but a launching place for all I desire to do in and through you. Even if you sense nothing dramatic changing on the outside, internal revolutions are already underway. The evidence will surface soon. Keep your eyes open and your spirit expectant. There is a turning point approaching, one fashioned in love, covered by my presence, and marked with the promise that what is coming will make sense of all that felt lost. You are not drifting aimlessly, dear one. I am writing purpose where you have only known chaos. Stay with me as I lead you into territory that requires courage and honesty. Soon, the pieces you could never force to fit will fall together, not by your own striving, but because you let me build what only I could create. Take another breath. Notice the life in it. I am with you. The dawn is closer than you think. Let your heart remain open before me in this moment. You have crossed thresholds you never imagined, carrying hopes and wounds, believing at times that you must fight on your own. I have never been distant. I walk through every silent hallway with you, my presence like the quiet light guiding each uncertain step. As you listen to these words, notice the subtle change in your breath, that warm assurance beneath your ribs. It is me, reassuring you that nothing slips past my notice, not the hidden fears you hardly name, not the questions you keep guarded. I am entering the places you've long shut away, not to expose, but to heal with gentleness nothing and no one else could bring. You hesitate, wondering if surrendering more of yourself will lead only to more disappointment. Beloved child, I see the reluctance beneath your longing, that tug of war between hope and memory. I honor the pain that led you to build these inner walls, to arm yourself against the unknown. Yet I invite you to sense the softness in my voice, inviting you not to forced vulnerability, but to restful trust. Place your hand over your heart now and notice the slow, steady beat. That rhythm is your reminder. I made you for union, not for endless striving. There is something I want to show you about trust that runs deeper than anything fear could ever teach. Stop. Breathe. Let the air fill your lungs as you picture my hand steady and strong, covering yours. I see the questions swirling just under the surface. What if you let go and nothing catches you? What if you step forward and the ground gives way? I know every anxious calculation rolling through your mind and every knot tied by disappointment. Even in your doubt, my assurance surrounds you, breaking through the noise with one resounding truth. You do not fall alone. You are gripped by hands that have measured every moment of your journey, and my grip remains unbreakable, even when yours is weak. There is a greater story unfolding in your waiting, not punishment, but preparation. My timing has often contradicted your desires, and I understand the ache this brings. But what looks like delay is my protection, my wisdom stretching you for what I am placing in your hands next. Stop rehearsing all the versions of failure. Instead, let your mind linger on how I have already rescued you, again and again, from schemes you never even saw. There is more happening beneath the surface than you recognize. You'll feel it before you see it. Peace arriving like a gentle current just when you most expect storm. Bring your doubts into my light and do not be ashamed. I am not surprised by your moments of anger or the times you questioned my character. I welcome every question, every hollow place that aches for reassurance, every silent cry for signs of my nearness. Each one is precious to me because it brings you closer. Honesty is not an obstacle, but a bridge into deeper relationship with me. Rest your thoughts on this. I have called you mine, knowing every contradiction and every shadow. There is no detail unworthy of my attention. You are worth the time it takes for healing to unfold gently. You sense your own limitations rising, thoughts of shortcomings, old missteps and missed opportunities. The enemy has whispered that you're too far gone this time, that your story is set and cannot be revised. But I am the author who writes redemption into every chapter. My resolve over your life is stronger than your resistance. Hear my voice cutting through regret. You are never beyond my reach. Even what others called ruined, I call in progress. My beloved, your identity is not determined by past seasons. I am the steady presence declaring that you are chosen, commissioned, and restored for greater things than you dare imagine. Right now, thousands before you have stood on this edge, feeling both anticipation and fear, bracing for the shift you sense moving underneath your circumstances. This movement of my spirit is real. You are not imagining it. In the coming days, clarity will dawn in the places where confusion has choked your confidence. There will come a moment, perhaps as you wash dishes or walk under the gray sky, when a sudden calm will settle you. You'll wonder if it's wishful thinking, but you will know it is me, making myself unmistakably known. Let yourself believe that such moments matter. You do not have to perform for my attention. I see you in your most ordinary tasks, the turning of a key in the door, the way you sigh as you enter another day of responsibilities. Every sigh is a prayer I answer. Pause now, breathe deeply, and sense the way peace rests on your shoulders. That is my covering, settling over you, never removed by failure or fatigue. The breakthrough you seek is rooted first in being seen, not in doing more. Let that truth wash through all your striving. My love precedes every accomplishment you chase. I will send reminders in this season. At an unexpected time, someone will speak life into a place you considered dead inside. It may be a simple phrase, a glance, a song on repeat. When this happens, recognize my signature on these moments. This is not coincidence, but evidence that I orchestrate beauty in the smallest details. When you see them, allow gratitude to rise. Even the smallest sign is enough for hope to spark again. And where hope is present, transformation is inevitable. You are not only surviving, you are being prepared to walk boldly as a carrier of my presence. Let go of the lie that you are ill-equipped. My power has always flourished most in surrendered hearts, not perfected plans. Each stumbling step has trained you for resilience. Brokenness is not your disqualification. It is the seedbed for authority and compassion that will heal others through you. This is not the end of your journey, precious one. I am sharpening your vision to see beyond setbacks, to recognize the slow emergence of glory from even what once brought you shame. Every time you choose to trust again, especially when it feels costly, the heavens take notice. There is more yet to release over your life, and soon you will witness how everything that has pressed you was shaping you for outpouring. Peace. You are held. My presence will not leave you for a single breath. A door is opening that you once closed in disappointment, but this time you will walk through it with confidence, knowing you are not alone. Be still for a moment longer. Something long buried in you is beginning to rise. You who are mine, pause if only for a breath and notice how even in your rush and routine, I am closer than the next inhale. When the world floods your mind with unfinished tasks and old worries, I am not asking for perfection or polished answers. I delight to see your heart turned toward me, however humble or uncertain the gesture. It is in these unseen moments, when you stand tired in a quiet room or glance out a window longing for purpose, that I draw near and whisper assurance to your spirit. My presence does not depend on your flawless performance. I am here for the real you. Let your heart listen beyond the static of distractions, past the noise of demands and inner criticism. If you feel behind or overlooked, remember that my eyes miss nothing. I see the faithfulness in your small choices, a word of kindness, a forgiveness offered even when it goes unnoticed. These become seeds planted in the hidden soil of each day. Do not believe the lie that your efforts are wasted or unseen. I cherish the beauty of your hidden obedience, just as I celebrate your triumphs. In the stillness, linger with me, for it is there the peace you crave quietly grows. Look at your hands, beloved. You may call them empty or tired, yet I see the hands that have comforted, served, and lifted others. The dreams that feel delayed or abandoned are being gathered into something new in my timing. Lift your gaze from regret or comparison. Let those weights fall, even if only for this moment. I authored your story not to frustrate you with detours, but to shape you through every step you take with me. Even the routes you wish you could erase are precious in my redemptive hands. There will be mornings when you question whether hope is truly possible again, wondering if you will ever feel lightness returned. In those moments, let the simplest gratitude be your practice. Let gratefulness be a breath for the quiet courtesy of sunlight flooding a space, for laughter shared, for strength to rise from your bed. Start there. Let gratitude touch the dry places within, and watch it soften them. I am at work in ways unseen, slow but sure as dawn overtaking night, persistent in loving you. Release, dear one, the tight grip on what you cannot control. I invite you again today. Bring me your worries, anxieties, family burdens, and the parts you try to fix on your own. Place each concern before me not because you've run out of options, but because you remember whose care upholds you. When surrender feels like defeat, know that in surrender you create space for my provision and wisdom. I never shame your need. I answer it with my faithful love. You may fear that surrendering means absence, that letting go means the outcome won't be good. But my oversight is stronger than your grasping. My timing is gentle, never cruel. I know how your heart dreads delay, how you ache for clarity, for visible breakthrough. Trust that I am never indifferent to your longing. My plans for you hold promise. They unfold by invitation, not by force. Even closed doors and lingering questions are wrapped in my presence, leading you closer, binding your heart to mine. When you hear the whisper of not enough faith, time, or strength, let my voice override it. I am the one who chose you, not for your flawlessness, but for your willingness to be loved and to love in return. Let the rhythm of my affirmation steady your hurried thoughts. You are seen, you are cherished, you are called by name. This identity is the soil where purpose grows. Identity is never a prize for the successful. It is my enduring gift for each season, especially where you feel weak. Let your dreams breathe again, even those you set aside when disappointment seemed too heavy. I am the keeper of promises, and nothing entrusted to me is ever lost. Feel my hand settle on your shoulder, grounding you in the now, assuring you I am working all things for good. Not a single tear or hope has been forgotten with me. Allow expectancy to rise, not for specific results, but for deeper trust in my heart. I delight when you turn to me with needs both large and small. Invite me into your uncertainties and your hopes. Speak to me honestly. I can handle your doubts and questions. You are not failing by wondering or asking again for help. This is the heart I long to be near, the one that chooses me in confusion as well as in clarity. Even if you only manage to say, "Help me, Lord," my response is already running toward you. I am building resilience within you, a hope that refuses to be hardened by delays or setbacks. Rest in knowing I am enough when you are not. There are days when heaviness tries to claim you. Do not be ashamed. Lay down each burden, for I remain the stronghold that doesn't falter when storms arise. I prepare shelter for you, not a hiding place of denial, but a refuge where you are strengthened. Here you can unclench your heart and breathe fully. Do not measure my nearness by your emotional state. My presence is the constant underneath every change, the unshakable promise that you are never abandoned in your process. So come just as you are. I am not calling perfect vessels or demanding spotless strength. I am gathering my beloved ones, willing hearts, tired hands, uncertain minds, secret hopes and all. Bring your real, unrushed self before me. There is nothing in your story I cannot redeem, nothing in your present I cannot use for good. Even what you call detours are invitations to find my faithfulness in unexpected places. Let my assurance settle over you. There is more unfolding than you see. Let yourself rest for a moment in the assurance that you are seen, even in the places you think no one notices, even where shadows feel longer than the daylight ever lasts. My gaze is gentle and unwavering, reaching you beneath layers of self-protection, beneath the hurried effort to appear whole. Every sigh, every hope pressed quietly upon your heart, I gather them with care. As you exhale the tension carried from yesterday, recognize that I am not distant from your experience. I draw close when the night feels silent, and I whisper presence when your inner landscape trembles. You have not gone too far to feel my nearness. I draw the lines of your days on purpose, and nothing has taken me by surprise. Sometimes old anxieties try to creep back in, unanswered questions, fears about tomorrow's scarcity, lingering doubts that cloud the mind. Hear this, beloved. I am your provider, not only in grand, visible displays, but in tiny, steady mercies tucked inside each hour. Listen as your soul recalls mornings where relief washed over you, not because circumstances shifted, but because my peace gently settled around you anyway. This is the peace I continue to give, without withdrawal or condition. You are safe in my keeping, right here where you are, even as details remain unresolved in your view. Be honest with me about everything that feels heavy or unfinished. I never tire of your voice or your longing for clarity. Each question, each ache to see the bigger picture, I hold with infinite patience, never dismissing your concerns, nor pushing you to feel stronger than you truly do. When you admit the pressure, the weariness, you make room for my comfort to reach places your effort cannot. Even in moments when prayer feels dry or words falter, my understanding meets you. Silence is a language I receive. Acknowledge the tension between waiting and wishing you could rush ahead. Notice how your body holds that restlessness. Even as you watch others seemingly race past, know that delay is not denial in my realm. I am shaping endurance, wisdom, and a deeper anchor for your trust. When it seems the scenery of your life stands still, much like the hush before dawn, understand that sheltered growth is taking place inside you. My timing is a shelter, not a punishment. I do not withhold what is truly for you. When the door opens, you will recognize the preparation in every patient step that led you there. Picture my presence as a gentle warmth that fills the room you sit in, a steadying hand upon your back, a sense of quiet rightness that grows even if you only pause for a breath or let gratitude quietly swell. These small acknowledgments realign your awareness, drawing you from the anxious swirl of thoughts to a lived experience of my peace. The more you notice these shifts, the easier it becomes to rest in me, rather than bracing yourself against imagined storms or regrets. Sometimes, you look at your reflection and wonder if you are becoming the person I intended. Let me speak gently to those fears. Your worth is not anchored in accomplishment, reputation, or the opinion of others. It is rooted immovably in my choosing you, my delight in your very being. There is no need to manufacture a version of yourself to impress me. Even on days when you feel small or inconsistent, I am pleased by your willingness to draw near. Your simple yes, however quiet or uncertain, moves my heart more than you know. Do not fear disappointment, beloved. When outcomes shift or doors seem slow to open, this is not a measure of your value nor a signal that I have retracted favor from your story. There is purpose in pivoting, in redirection, even in the seemingly mundane places you never expected to linger. I am not using setbacks to punish you, nor am I testing you to prove your love. Rather, I am guiding your steps with wisdom you may not yet see, arranging circumstances for your good and for the blossoming of who you are becoming. At times, the voices around you may question your path. Sometimes even your own inner voice joins that chorus. Let my affirmation cut through every doubt. You are not an accident. Your story is needed. The kindness, strength, and hope you offer, even in small and ordinary expressions, are valuable far beyond what you perceive. Lean in when you feel the gentle nudge to encourage another, to extend kindness, to risk being present in the lives of those you love. My spirit empowers every act motivated by love, no matter how unseen it may appear. Rest a moment in gratitude, even if you begin with only one small thing. Thankfulness is not denial of difficulty, but an opening, a window for light to enter. Notice the solidness of the floor beneath your feet, the gift of breath, the embrace of someone who cares, or simply the truth that you are held. These moments of recognition ground you in the reality of my enduring care, equipping you to endure uncertainty with courage. You are not at the mercy of shifting circumstances. You belong to me, sheltered and guided regardless of the outcome. Let hope begin to rise quietly. Not a hope rooted in guarantees or a blueprint fully revealed, but one anchored in my character, steady, trustworthy, always oriented toward your good. When storms gather on the horizon, remember that I am the same God who carried you through yesterday's and who goes ahead of you into tomorrow. Even now, in the middle spaces, I am both your rear guard and your way forward. There is more unfolding than what your eyes currently see. Keep drawing near, even when emotions shift or motivation flickers. I do not rank your value by the strength of your faith on any given day. I hold you with unwavering gentleness, inviting you to rest in my consistency. When you are tempted to carry burdens alone or revert to striving, recall that my invitation stands. Surrender what you cannot hold, even if you have to do it repeatedly throughout the day. It is not weakness but wisdom to return to my open arms, again and again. Do not let judgment rise against yourself for what remains unfinished or unclear. Mercy is the atmosphere I give you to breathe. When criticism, either within or from others, tries to fix your focus on shortcomings, listen instead for my affirming voice. I see the courage it takes to keep trying, the humility in asking for my help, the simple acts of love you extend daily. Those are seeds of lasting fruit, evidence that my spirit lives within you. Stay receptive, beloved. Watch for my presence in everyday moments, a neighbor's smile, the quiet strength that bubbles up as you face the next challenge, the stirring sense of purpose that flickers at the edges of routine. Trust that I will continue to reveal what matters, step by step, as you remain open and teachable. You do not walk this road alone. Every resource you need is wrapped within my love and committed attention. You have come so far, my beloved, farther than you imagined you could survive, farther than fear said you would last. Every place you once called your breaking point has become proof of a power at work within you, the evidence of my hand upholding, shaping, ensuring that you are not who you were. The darkness that tried to silence your voice, the memories that haunted your nights, no longer hold authority over this new self emerging. You are carrying a measure of light the world desperately needs, and you do not yet realize how radiant you have become. Something is shifting inside you, a gentle but relentless surge, drawing you outward toward destiny in ways that feel both exhilarating and unfamiliar. Breathe deeply, right here. Let your chest expand as you receive the oxygen of this truth. Shame is falling away, and what the enemy spoke over you is dissolving. Place your hand on your heart for a moment. Notice the way it beats, steady, fierce, alive, because you are being filled with strength that does not come from your own striving, but from being rooted in me. Every year, every moment, every hardship you thought wasted, I am redeeming, refining, turning to gold within your soul. What you used to hide in embarrassment is now becoming a reservoir of empathy, a well from which others will one day drink. I hear your questions even before you shape them into words. You wonder, how can I make a difference when I still doubt, still falter? I remind you, my chosen one, heroes are not those who are flawless, but those who remain faithful in the ambiguity of becoming. Thousands before you have felt this same trembling, the weight of responsibility pressed against the fragile parts of their hearts, and I, who called them, carried them moment by moment. I am doing the same in you. You were never measured by your ability to avoid weakness, but by your willingness to trust me in it. A new boldness is rising within you. It is not arrogance nor the masquerade of certainty, but the audacity to believe that your story can heal, that there is significance to your scars. When you dare to be seen as you truly are, both radiant and raw, you release hope into the world. The shame that told you to shrink back is lying, desperate to keep you from what comes next. Let yourself be surprised by how ready you are, even now. I am arranging circumstances where your wounds become wisdom to another. There is a reason you have felt the restlessness stirring, the sense that what once satisfied no longer feels enough. The places you once found comfort are now invitations to rise, to step beyond the familiar and let purpose call you further. Do not mistake this discomfort for disappointment. It is the sound of growth, the proof that you are outgrowing the limitations once placed upon you. I am stretching your boundaries, expanding your capacity, preparing you for responsibilities beyond what you dared to envision. Pause for a breath. The weight you feel is not punishment but preparation. I am forging resilience within you, fashioning a heart that can carry joy and sorrow in equal measure without collapsing. You will touch lives who have forgotten how to hope. You will love those who trust no one. I am commissioning you even while you still feel unqualified, for this is the only way you will know my grace is real, when you do what you knew you could not do alone. Soon you will step into a conversation, a room, a decision where words will flow from you that you never planned. You'll know it's me because peace will settle, unmistakable and quiet in your deepest places. Rejected voices have called you too broken to matter, but I pronounce you as chosen, marked for impact. Every label attached to past failures is burning away in the fire of this present moment. Can you sense the lifting? The heaviness that pressed on your soul is yielding, making space for laughter where tears had become your only language. I am not asking you to forget all that has happened, but to reimagine it as the soil from which new life springs. What you thought would destroy you has become the very evidence that nothing can separate you from my affection. Little one, if you're feeling resistance even now, old doubts rising like familiar shadows, let them come. Let them brush against your awareness, and then let my light expose their emptiness. Say it, I am not who I was. Speak it boldly, I am not condemned. As you do, you will notice a strange calm replace the former chaos, a holy hush reminding you that you walk surrounded by grace. This is how you become free, not by running from what you fear, but confronting it with me as your defender. There will be a day, sooner than you think, when someone will look into your eyes and find hope stirring in their own heart. You will wonder, how could my pain become a blessing? And you will know, in that instant, that I waste nothing. Today, within mundane routine or quiet moments of solitude, you will sense an unexpected surge of peace, a warmth that feels like coming home. You'll know it's me, gently confirming that the transformation underway is irreversible. Celebrate each small victory. As others see your steady change, they too will awaken. You are joining a movement of the awakened souls scattered across the earth, each carrying stories once marked by defeat, now lit with the embers of breakthrough. Through you, others will remember what it feels like to be seen, chosen, and loved. Your obedience, fragile as it sometimes seems, has unleashed a ripple through destinies not even born yet. Though you may not fully grasp the breadth of your influence, trust that the seeds you plant in faith will outlive this season. Right now, that stirring sense in your chest is my confirmation. The world needs your story. The hunger you feel for impact is not vanity. It is my nudge, my holy unrest guiding you forward. Do not shrink back. Do not let exhaustion become the deciding voice. Pause and breathe, again. You are wrapped in my nearness. What waits ahead requires courage you already possess, courage I have placed inside you since before you even drew breath. There is more to reveal, more to entrust, more transformation to unlock in you and through you. Do not fear the stretching. Do not think you have come this far only to find yourself alone. I am moving in the quiet spaces, in the places where no one else applauds, shaping you for impact unseen by eyes but known to heaven. Soon, everything you thought disqualified, you will become your holy credential. Anticipate the unexpected, for I am doing a new thing right now in the marrow of your being. What comes next will astound even you. Rest now in the assurance that my presence remains constant across all shifting moments of your life. Even as you find yourself walking through times that seem mundane or pressing, I am drawing close with gentle hands, quieting anxieties that startle your heart. Lean into the reality that my care has not diminished because of your weaknesses or your questions. Each morning that arrives invites you again to meet me, to rediscover that I am the anchor for your spirit, the steady warmth that calms restless thoughts even when uncertainty lingers beneath your day. The softness of the dawn is a sign that I am setting a new rhythm over your story. You have asked yourself, will my prayers change things? Is anything really different because I try to trust? Beloved, I want you to see that every whisper and every hope that rises in your heart stirs me toward you. When you surrender your striving and rest in me, even for a moment, I strengthen you from within. There are places yet unseen where I am already making a way. I encourage you, don't hold yourself back from bringing your burdens to me. As you let your guard down, I gather your fears and replace them with peace you cannot manufacture on your own. The world around you may be impatient, but my timing is guided by love, never by haste. When worry threatens to take root, remember how quickly I can change the ground under your feet. Instead of rehearsing what could go wrong, pause and notice, right where you sit, the steady beat of your breath, the safety of the present, the gift of now. Let gratitude rise up for even one small thing, and feel the awareness of my nearness begin to crowd out what would drain your courage. You are not adrift, not overlooked. I am carefully guiding each step and brightening the days ahead with my presence. This is not a promise that every obstacle will vanish immediately, but I hold you secure through every change. In your moments with family and those you love, challenge yourself to see the subtle work I am doing. Where patience has worn thin, I am ready to replenish it. Where old disappointments resurface, I am gently teaching you to forgive and receive mercy as a daily supply. Whenever disagreements seem unmovable, my wisdom can settle like dew, restoring unity little by little. Open your heart to the possibility that healing can begin with a single kind word or small act of trust. I delight to see you growing, even when progress is quiet and almost unseen. My beloved child, your identity is shaped not by your failure or by what others have spoken over you, but by my unchanging delight in who you are. I see the hidden intentions, the secret pain, as well as the bright dreams you scarcely dare to mention. You never have to prove your worth to me. Even as you pursue new opportunities or face challenges that strain your confidence, I am forging a strength in you that does not depend on outward circumstances or recognition. Stand tall in the truth that you belong to me, called by my name and held by my hand. Pause now and feel my peace settle over your mind like cool water on heated skin. In the hush of this very moment, breathe in deeply. Let my love become more real to you than any fear or regret. Life's demands will call for your attention soon enough, but I invite you to linger just a moment longer. Don't rush from this place of communion. When you practice these pauses, you anchor yourself in me and enable my voice to rise above the noise of your own self-doubt. When you feel blocked by delay or weighed down by unanswered prayers, I am teaching you endurance for a reason. I am not absent in the waiting. Rather, I am preparing you to handle greater gifts and deeper joys that emerge through hardship. If circumstances shift unexpectedly, do not interpret this as my distance. See instead how I am preparing the ground for a richer harvest. Nothing surrendered to me is wasted, not even your tears or years that seemed quiet. I gather it all with tenderness, reshaping what you offer into hope that will sustain you and encourage others. Every setback you face is also a classroom. I do not abandon you there, but step in as a teacher who is patient and invested. Listen closely, for my wisdom often arrives disguised as the simplest nudge: to reach out, to apologize, to choose rest when your heart pushes toward frenzy. My voice is never harsh. Even as I correct or reroute your steps, I do so to protect you, never to shame you. Each time you trust my perspective over your own instincts, you loosen fear's grip and give me space to lift you beyond what you could manage alone. Hold on to the vision of who you are becoming, because I am not finished with your story. Whether you feel excitement for what's ahead or hesitation over what you cannot yet see, bring it all to me in sincerity. Hide nothing. I desire real relationship, not perfect performance. Every day is an invitation, another chance for you to lean into my guidance, to discover the courage you need for both small decisions and life-altering choices. You are not walking by yourself. I am right beside you, steadying your path and rejoicing in the forward steps, no matter how small. Let the assurance of my presence be the foundation for your day. even when others doubt or circumstances confuse, my word to you will hold true. Remind yourself that you are protected, called, and set apart for a purpose that is unfolding right on time. Trust this. My love is the most reliable promise, the deepest truth, and the guiding light in every shadow. Remain with me now and let your spirit grow strong in hope, for the journey is not over yet. You have traveled a long and winding road to arrive at this moment with me. You have wrestled with questions you never dared to voice, struggled under weights that pressed your spirit, and wondered whether anyone truly understood the flicker of hope that somehow refused to be extinguished within you. I am the one who saw every silent tear, every sleepless night, every clenched fist hidden beneath your covers. I am the one who traced your scars, not to shame you, but to show you where my healing touch has already begun to change the texture of your soul. Do you sense it now, the way my presence fills this space around you? Let your breath anchor you again. Breathe in deeply and know that I am closer than your own heartbeat. This is not the end, it is the awakening of a new chapter written in love, drenched in mercy, sculpted by the hands that formed you from the beginning. You have not wandered too far for my voice to reach you. Shame cannot keep you from my embrace. Even when you closed your heart out of necessity, to survive a world that sometimes felt too sharp, I never left you, and I never will. In fact, the places you considered evidence of your disqualification are being transformed into the very marks of your calling. Where you were once crushed, you are becoming resilient. The wounds that once defined you are now sources of wisdom and compassion that others cannot ignore. Do you see how even your least favorite chapters fit into the greater story of redemption that I delight to tell through your life? The enemy wanted what hurt you most to become the boundary of your existence, but all along, I have been drawing that line only to cross it with my power and rewrite the narrative with victory. Right now, you can almost hear the melody that is echoed beneath your everyday noise. That song is my joy breaking through despair, my laughter threading through sorrow, my vision rising above confusion. I didn't promise you a path free of storms, but I did anchor you beneath the surface, where no wind or wave can sever my connection to you. Place your hand on your heart now. Let your fingers feel the rhythm I have sustained since before you breathed your first. Every beat is evidence that purpose still thunders through your veins. Say it aloud with trembling courage. I am chosen. I am seen. I belong. The more you let these truths settle within you, the more you will witness fear giving way to astonishing peace. Every shadow loses its grip in the brightness of my love. You have waited and wondered whether transformation was possible for you. Let me show you how I take what everyone else discards and shape it into beauty beyond imagination. Today, look for the subtle shifts, the lightness that finds you as you perform the smallest task, the sudden clarity that emerges while washing your face or tying your shoes. These are the signals of resurrection, hints that I am repairing what seemed beyond recovery. In the next 72 hours, expect someone to speak encouragement over you that you didn't even know you needed. When that happens, you'll know it was my orchestration, drawing confirmation through human voices as a sign that you are not forgotten or unseen. Resistance whispers now, telling you all this hope is just sentiment. That voice is not mine. I am not calling you to blind optimism. I am anchoring you in reality deeper than pain, more permanent than disappointment. There is a courage rising within you that doesn't erase sorrow but transcends it. And as you dare to agree with me about who you really are, every cell in your body comes into alignment with the truth you were born to carry. Don't shrink back now. Your transformation is not just for your own healing. It is the seed I've planted that will flourish into a harvest for countless others. There is power in your story, even when you speak softly. There is authority in your testimony, even if your hands shake. I am moving through every surrender, magnifying your yes far beyond your understanding. Some of you are still carrying disappointment, worried you'll miss your window or that lost years cannot be recovered. I assure you, I am the one who redeems time. With me, nothing is wasted. Pain is not a detour, but a portal into fresh revelation of grace. The ache of delay is being transformed into anticipation, and the waiting room is now the birthplace of wisdom. Those who have suffered most deeply in private will carry the deepest wells of compassion. I am commissioning you in this very moment. Your breakthrough is not a selfish hope, but a banner for all who walk behind you. As you step forward, you are lighting the way for those still trapped in darkness. Notice the way your breath moves through you as I say these words. That sense of strength settling in your chest, that inexplicable calm. These are my gifts to anchor you as waves rise and fall. You are not a passive observer. You are an active participant in this unfolding movement. All across the world, hearts are awakening just as yours is now. You may feel alone at times, but you are truly surrounded by a vast family of the awakened, those who have exchanged despair for trust, bitterness for hope, distance for intimacy. Your decision to keep showing up, to keep opening the door to my voice, places you among those who will mark this generation with love and resilience. Let this truth rest deep within your spirit. You are no longer bound by the labels spoken over you by others or whispered by your own doubt. I have called you beloved, treasured, healed, and redeemed. My affirmation supersedes every accusation and every failure. As you learn to agree with my voice, old identities will crumble, and a new self will emerge, brave, radiant, and unshakably secure. Grab hold of this identity and carry it boldly into your day. Stop waiting for external circumstances to validate what I have already declared within your spirit. Your value is established, your calling is ignited, your journey is sanctified by my presence every single step. If tears are streaming or your body feels light or heavy in places you didn't expect, let that be your evidence. I am working in you even now. Do not resist. Allow every ache to soften, every burden to fall into my hands. Breathe. Speak my name. Let the silence after your words be filled with my assurance. You are not who you were. You are who I say you are. This metamorphosis does not stop here. Every sunrise from this day forward will bring more unveiling, more healing, and more encounters with my relentless love. I am not in a hurry with you. I delight in every step you take toward fuller union with me. Today is the threshold. Walk forward, knowing you are held, commissioned, loved, changed. No circumstance, no mistake, no delay can keep you from my embrace. My promise endures. My favor rests upon your brow. My hand stretches ahead of you. Together, we are writing a legacy that cannot be erased by loss or fear. Let the world see the beauty I create from ashes. Let hope invade every corner of your life through my unwavering nearness. You are ready, beloved. Go in peace. I am already where you are going. Amen. If this word stirred something deep within you, stay connected to these daily reminders of my faithfulness. Press that button now, not for content, but for communion. I will meet you here tomorrow, speaking life again into the places that need it most.